What is going on, everybody? It's Matt Marchese, also known as Islanders Daily, your daily news from the four-time Stanley Cup champions, New York Islanders. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about the Flyers game that I did not review. I'm not going to go too in-depth in it, but we will talk about it a little bit. And then our first thing that we're going to be bringing up today is Cole Eiserman unfortunately suffered an injury in his most recent game for Boston University against UConn on a play where he was hit from behind and awkwardly fell into the boards, resulting in a lower body injury. One could assume it was a leg injury, and after the game, Cole Eiserman was seen just walking on crutches, which is not a good sign. And this definitely sucks because he is probably my favorite Islanders prospect on the team. I think he has insane goal scoring potential. And to have him go out and potentially miss a whole college season, if it is serious, is definitely detrimental to his development and to potentially maybe playing for the Islanders next season. So it is something very infuriating, something very upsetting, and it just sucks that it happened, especially so early into the college season. Hopefully, I'm assuming it's the worst. Hopefully, it's just, like a sprained knee where he'll be out a couple weeks or something. But it's never a good sign when you're just kind of walking on crutches after the game. And so far this season for Boston University, in 7 games played, Eiserman had 6 goals, 2 assists for 8 points, and he was looking great. Cole Eiserman was looking like the superstar that he can be at Boston University, and I was able to watch a couple of the games this year on ESPN Plus, and he looked great. I mean, anytime he gets the puck, you think that there's a chance that Cole Eiserman will score. That's how good he has of a shot he has. Anytime he has that puck, you think that maybe he can score from anywhere on the ice. That's how much of a pure goal scorer he is. And for him to go out with injury is definitely upsetting. Like I said, I'm just hoping it's nothing too serious. I'm hoping that he's able to, maybe only miss a few games here and there and be back sooner rather than later. Because if he's out for a whole year, it sucks. It sucks because I was excited to watch the college games of Eiserman when I have the opportunities to. And for him to now get injured against UConn, it's just unfortunate for the guy, someone who is definitely having the potential to come to the Islanders maybe even as early as next year. Now I'm not sure if you miss a whole season of college, if maybe he goes back to college for a third season or, I just don't know. I just don't know, and we'll have to wait and see and figure out if it is as serious as we think, but I don't know. I'm not sure, so we'll have to wait and see. And then now we're going to kind of transition to talking a little bit about the Islanders against the Flyers game. And it was an annoying game. The Islanders lost, which it's okay. I think they played solid hockey. Obviously, they lost 4-3 in the shootout. And I'm a shootout hater. I actually hate the shootouts, and it's not because the Islanders suck at shootouts. I've just never been a big fan of a skill competition to decide the winner of the game. I mean, I knew when Trevor Zegras and Matvei Michkov were going up, there was a chance, more than likely chance that we were losing those games. I mean, Trevor Zegras is 14 for 21 on shootout attempts. The guy scores so many times on them. And yeah, I'm just not a big fan of the shootout. I'd much rather it just be continuous continuous 3-on-3 hockey until a team scores. I think that would be entertaining. Or you just end the game in ties and each team gets a point. But that's, maybe I might have the unpopular opinion. I'm not really sure what a lot of people think about that. I know some who like the shootout, some who don't. So just leave in the comments below if you guys like the shootout or not. I'm one who doesn't like the shootout. I think it's an annoying way to lose and an annoying way for a game to end anyway. But we're going to talk a little bit about this game. Obviously, both teams had 26 shots on goals, so even shots, and the Flyers would win. Each goalie would let in 3 goals. I didn't think Sorokin played that bad. I mean, the goals I don't think were really his fault. I think he did what he had to do. He made a couple big saves here and there. But honestly, I think I would have started David Rittich that game again just because of how good he's been playing, where I feel like you just got to keep riding David Rittich. But I don't really want to go in too much on Sorokin or the goalies. I think that he was average. Obviously, the shootout is whatever. I don't think Sorokin has really ever been a goalie who's thrived in the shootout. Obviously, it's tough with the guys like Zegras and Michkov going. But Marshall Warren, the Long Island kid, in his first career NHL game, had 2 assists for 2 points, and he looked great, Marshall Warren. I really liked his play, and he looked like he deserved to continue playing in the NHL. He did well defensively. He was very strong defensively. And then offensively, he was making great passes. Obviously, that pass to Duclair, which resulted in a goal, was an unbelievable find for him. And then he took a good shot, got it through, and Sipikov would tip it in for a goal. So there's he was doing good, Marshall Warren, and I was really excited to see how he was playing. And he was working hard every shift. You could tell that he wanted to play for the Islanders. And yeah, he really deserved to be playing on the team. And I hope that the Islanders do continue to let Marshall Warren keep playing on the season. I just accidentally hit my computer while I was looking for notes. But yeah, Marshall Warren is some guy who, we saw his family, friends in the stadium, all there watching him. And yeah, he looked good. I hope he keeps playing. Obviously, it becomes a little difficult when Alexander Romanov comes back, but we still don't know how severe that injury is for Romanov. So right now, yeah, I think I'd keep playing him over Boquist. I do think that he worked decent with Tony DeAngelo. I think they both kind of played the hockey that they needed to play. But, of course, unfortunately, obviously he only played 11 minutes in the game, but it was a very impactful 11 minutes that he played in the game. And I would like to, keep rolling him. And then the Islanders kind of went back to their old ways of playing Schaefer for 27 minutes in this game, which I was not that big of a fan of. Obviously, he gets the time on the power play and the penalty kill. But I don't know. He obviously had the same amount of shifts as Adam Pelech, both having 32, but played 5 minutes more. So he was just out there more. But obviously, I'd like to keep that time down. Didn't get a point again, unfortunately. But my biggest problem with the Islanders in this game wasn't their play. I thought they played pretty good. Their biggest problem was their physicality. I think they were getting their asses beat by the Flyers. I mean, the Flyers were beating us up. And Scott Mayfield, the one thing he's good at is for being a goon, and he got his ass handed to him in that fight. I mean, he was dripping blood from the face. And the Islanders seemed to be getting just out beat up, man. And it's weird to say, because the Islanders always used to be that physical team with that fourth line. But this was the first time I really noticed that a team was just stronger than them when it came to, the feisty parts of the game, the fighting and everything. And the Flyers just were more hungry, more aggressive in that physicality department. And they beat us up. I mean, Schaefer got involved in a fight. He got thrown to the box, which was pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, Scott Mayfield got waxed in that fight. I mean, he was dripping blood from the face. And yeah, it just seemed like the Flyers were just dominating us on not in the game, because I think the game was pretty even. Like I said, how I thought the game would be in a previous video, because I think the Islanders and Flyers are around the same level of a team. But just the Flyers kind of just physicality and just hitting us was way, way stronger. I mean, like I said, they were beating our ass in that game with the fights and everything in between. But what are you going to do? It's whatever. Obviously, they probably know that they got kicked around a little bit, so they might work on that, fix on that. And it's weird, because the Islanders do have strong guys. I don't know if the matchups were just bad when they were getting in those, scuffs, but it is what it is. I'm not going to harp on it too much, because the Islanders have been playing such good hockey. A loss, obviously they weren't going to win every single game for the rest of the season. So it's just a loss. It is what it is, and you just move on and you focus up on Boston now. Obviously, the Flyers was your first game on the road in this road trip that we're going on a little. But now you go to Boston, where you will be playing the Bruins, who are 4-6 on the year. The Islanders 4-3-1. Again, it's kind of an even game. I think the Bruins still have a lot of talent on that team with like Pastrnak, McAvoy, and them. So I'm excited to see. I really do wonder what goalie we will start for this game, if it will be Riddick or Sorokin. I personally would go with David Riddick. I think he's just had the hot hand, and I'd like to keep playing him while he still has the hot hand before he cools down. So we'll have to wait and see what Wad's decision is. But obviously, that's really all there was to talk about. I'm not going to dive too much into this game since it's a couple days out, but the physicality just needed to be better. Marshall Warren looked good. Schaefer looked good. Barzal looked good. Actually, again, a lot of the players look good. It was just an unfortunate bounce. The Flyers just crawled their way back in there. Our penalty kill, unfortunately, was not as good as it needed to be. And yeah, that's kind of the story of the day. We lost due to special teams, but it is what it is. It's time to focus up, get ready back, head to Boston, and hopefully we can beat them and get back on the winning streak. Obviously, we have that 5-game point streak now. Hopefully, we can get back into the win column and get things going. So, as always, leave your guys' comments down below. I'll try and respond to them whenever I can. And then, as always, let's go Islanders.